Guys, I wanted to put together a quick video to talk a little bit about reverse sourcing seasonal products from Amazon. If you've never experimented with seasonal selling, I highly recommend you take a look at it. It's a great way to make some serious money and drive growth in your business. Today we're going to talk about two things. First, a technique I like to call trigger word roulette. And second, how to interpret seasonal item keepagraphs so you can decide which items are worth investigating and keeping track of. Let's dive right in. If you know how to leverage the platform, Amazon can be very helpful in identifying new product leads. Before we dive into the specifics of how trigger word roulette works, let's take a minute and talk about the average Amazon customer. Generally speaking, I find there are two types of shoppers on Amazon. The first shopper has a specific brand and item in mind. So they go to Amazon, they search for that item, and they buy it. The second type of shopper wants a certain type of item, but they aren't sure exactly which item they're going to buy. We're going to take advantage of the information that these types of customers provide to Amazon to help us find profitable products that we might be able to sell next Easter. I like to call the second type of shopper a keyword shopper, because what these people do is they go on Amazon with the intent to search for something, like Easter chocolate, and then they consider the search results, and based on things like price, personal preference, shipping, they'll decide to buy a specific item. If you go into the Amazon search bar and you type in Easter, you'll notice that a bunch of different search strings pop up. Each of these search strings represents a potential treasure trove of new items that you can sell. These are also the search strings that are most frequently used by keyword shoppers. So, how do we apply the technique trigger word roulette? Well, it works like this. The first thing that you want to do is identify a core phrase associated with the season. Think things like Easter or Valentine's. And then what you do is you go into the search bar, you type in that core phrase, and then you cycle through the different letters of the alphabet. You'll notice Amazon will pull up all of the different search terms that start with each letter. Remember, each of these are all opportunities to find new products. So let's look at one of these as an example. How about we go with Easter chocolate? So this search string leads to a bunch of different search results, and the first thing that I like to do from here is filter my results. I like to move my products relatively quickly, and I use a tool called the Amazon Seller Browser. It's a Chrome plugin that's free, and it helps you get a glimpse at sales rank from the search page. Then what I do is I create a target threshold for each category. For a category like grocery, I prefer 25K or less, and I'm only going to investigate the items that are below this threshold. The next thing that we need to do is find out where we can buy these products so we can determine if there's actually an opportunity to flip them on Amazon. If you are looking for a free way to do this, I recommend downloading Context Search. All you do is you highlight the item's name and you can go to the Context Search menu and search for that item on Google. If you're willing to make an investment, this is a great time to use a tool like OA X-Ray. That's one that I use, so let's apply that to this page and see what pops up. OA X-Ray is going to query all of those items on the search page against their catalog of different products, and then what I do is I apply certain filters. So I'm looking at a rank of 25,000, an ROI of at least 30%, and I'm assuming there's going to be about 50 cents for shipping per pound. And then what basically happens is I pull up all of the items and I filter by those specific targets. So let's take a look at some of the results so now you can see how we are going to evaluate the items. If you click on this first item, really the biggest thing that we want to do is we want to go down and look at the keepagraph. What happens with seasonal items is the sales rank tends to drop when the item is right around the season, and then it'll increase gradually until the season comes back around. If we trend this keepagraph back since the beginning of time when they started tracking it, what we notice is that last year in 2015, this item popped right around the late March, early April timeframe. What you really want to do is when you're looking for these keepographs, you want to look for the smile. And you can see that this item has a distinct start to the smile and end to the smile. The idea is you want to get these items in place for the start of the smile and ideally sell out of them before the end of the smile. So now once you've kind of identified an item that looks like, all right, it's got high velocity around Easter, next you're going to look at different ways that you can source the item. Maybe you want to find it doing online arbitrage. Maybe you buy it wholesale. Or maybe you keep track of it and you put it on a watch list and you buy it when you're out doing some retail arbitrage. Since we're using OA X-ray, we're going to look at how we could find this item via online arbitrage. And you can see it makes it really easy to find the different places that this item is being sold and the current prices at which it's being sold, plus the profit at those different prices. So what I'll do is basically I click through this link and it doesn't look like it's available any longer at Target. It does appear to be available at Farm and Fleet. So I would probably bookmark this item and come back to it next year as I started to get ready for Easter. Now is the perfect time to create a watch list for Easter products. All of those items have really low sales ranks on Amazon, so you're going to get a good idea about what has sold well, at least this past year. You could also apply this technique to holidays that'll be coming shortly by looking for those smiley faces on the keepograph.